Rick, can you pull it up on your phone and see if it works?
Certainly, sir.
Take number 2, I think. It's unfortunate. Thanks to Javier, who was in the stream, who let us know that the audio wasn't working.
Yeah.
I guess we should check that a little more diligently. I blame Mark personally.
Me, it's actually a good thing that they couldn't hear what we were saying.
Yeah, it was bad. Right?
Yeah, well, that was a bad start. It's probably one of our worst starts. That's probably God saying, hey, let's not put this out on
Kill
air
this
right now.
audio. Let's start over.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely Satan saying that. Or some lesser demigod. Brick,
Sounds like we're continuing on the same foot here, gentlemen.
Yeah, let's just talk about
Can you hear us
not headed in the right direction. I'm loading this thing up and it's not loading. So
wow.
Well, that's promising.
What kind of internet speed do you have?
Oh, I got the top end. No, that's pretty average stuff, actually.
Thank God. Mark is turning this
Like
conversation around with
a
discussion
quarter
of internet
gigabyte?
speeds.
Sorry, this content isn't available. New notification, and we're live, and we're here, and we are...
Can you just tell us if it works? What? All right.
It's
All right,
it's
it
working for
works.
Javier, so who cares about me? I don't mind.
works.
I think I muted the tab of Facebook because I never want to hear anything on Facebook, so that's probably what it was.
This is
Javier, good luck.
What a clusterfuck. Speaking of small annoyances, do we want to have this conversation again? I spent all day chasing a fly around my basement.
That's just the episode of Breaking Bad. That was like, they're like, well, we don't want to write an episode, so we'll just have them chase a fly around the basement.
That's got to be the
time.
most divisive episode of Breaking Bad ever. You either love it or you hate it. Erica stopped watching because she got to that episode and she was like, this is so stupid. I was like, you're not seeing the undertones.
I can't believe Erica didn't like Breaking Bad.
She did up until that point. I could probably get her back into it if I really tried.
She didn't finish Breaking Bad?
She did not.
Jiminy freaking crickets. She dropped because of the fly episode. That's not an episode to drop out on. Ugh.
You just skip the episode, go to the next one. It's fine.
Yeah, move on. Watch the
know.
last 10
Meanwhile,
minutes.
she's watching shows about people who get married at first sight.
That's some good television, though.
No, it's not. It's the worst. It is. I was going to say I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. It's the worst thing on TV.
Remind me, did she like or hate the Princess Switch with my girl Vanessa Hudgens?
I'm pretty sure she hate watched it.
Okay. I guess that's a fair answer because I did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think
she
I liked
enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but she definitely knew it was bad.
Okay, that's fair.
Is there still that Little People show on TV, on TLC?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's one of those things where, you remember when John and Kate plus 8 was a big thing?
I was going to bring that up, too.
I'm pretty sure that those shows just ruin everyone's lives because on that show, my parents used to watch that show religiously. And the two parents got divorced on that show.
And they had like a bad falling out. Like they were going at it in the
yes
blogs for a while.
I'm pretty sure that those shows are just a death knell for a relationship.
Do you guys watch reality TV
Yeah.
at all?
I watch
Like
Bachelor
what?
in Paradise and Bachelor and Bachelorette. It's my dirty little
Just
secret.
keep naming shit.
But it's not a secret.
I watch whatever Erica makes me watch. Like I'll be doing something else that's just on in the background. I'll hear Dance Moms is the worst thing ever. Have you ever heard of Dance Moms?
Yeah,
The woman-
that's where Honey Boo Boo, right, originated from?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm not sure that that's right, but wasn't she like a pageant kid? It doesn't matter. But Dance Moms is a collective group of moms who just want to yell at young girls for not dancing well enough. And the ringleader went to prison for a while for tax evasion.
The ringleader?
Like the head of the show, whatever. She's
The
like
head of the moms? Like the mom crew?
She was like the chief dance instructor or whatever. I don't know.
She was the head mistress at, that Soviet dance camp that trains assassins, basically.
Yes, sure.
But it was Honey Boo Boo was like the first season, I'm pretty sure. I looked up, Honey Boo Boo is in Dance Moms.
You know what? I couldn't argue with you, really. I just didn't think so, and it wasn't really worth getting into. Is this going any better than the first recording?
Probably not. What's the greatest reality TV show of all time?
Survivor. It's pretty much started the entire thing, right? Or maybe Real World.
I'm gonna
Real World versus Road Rules.
I'm going to go with the challenge. Yeah.
Challenge. Wes, always scheming.
Or
The Miz made a wrestling career out of it.
Brilliant.
Now they're like putting all these memes about that one back in like the late 90s. What is it? Next? It's just called Next, right?
With the bus thing?
Yeah,
It was
the
like
bus.
Tinder, but in real life.
Yeah.
You just swipe on somebody like, next.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately off the bus. Nope, next.
I never made that connection before. That is literally what that is. It's just real life, in-person Tinder.
It's true. Yeah.
They streamlined Next. Next should be getting royalties from all these hookups.
Wasn't there one, like they set in a library and they would just kind of torture you and you had to stay quiet?
Silent Library, I think.
Well, that sounds
That's a
about
newer
right.
one. That's a newer one.
It was on MTV. I don't know. Wow. Now I'm just thinking about
They'd
shitty
like
old
have
reality
this
shows.
slapping machine with the whipped cream on the hand, and then they just like have to put their face in front of it, or they get kicked in the nuts or something.
God,
then
TV
not
is so
laugh.
dumb.
I think my only one that I watched would probably be like Impractical Jokers. Is that even that's a reality TV show, right? Kind of.
I would say so, yeah.
So
it's
that,
weird.
and then maybe, well, I guess Magic for Humans is a reality TV show. That shit's dope, and that's coming out soon again.
I
Speaking
can't
of,
wait for that to
Glow
come
released
back.
today. Let's go.
Netflix is about to go on a tear because Glow just came out. Magic for Humans is coming back. I was going to say Titans. Titans is on DCU, but that comes back soon too. The second part of the first season of Disenchantment comes in September, which I'm
Oh,
probably
they're doing
the
that
only
one in
person-
parts.
Yeah, I
Fine.
don't know. There were 10
Fine.
episodes. I don't care if you call it parts or seasons or whatever, but I'm probably the only person that's really excited for that anyways.
I loved Disenchantment. I thought it was very funny. Well
There's
done.
people out there that like that show,
Yeah.
None
the
of them
reason it's coming
watched
back
my
for season
breakdown
2.
on-
but you're in the minority.
Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware. It's a niche audience.
What else? Anything else from Netflix coming? We didn't do the coming to Netflix this week on last episode.
Oh
I
man,
leave for 1 week and everything falls apart.
No,
what
I-
episode is this, Mark?
Still a better episode than this week.
155.
I think
Oh,
it's
no.
173,
Stay tuned.
297.
Wait, no, this is 155. You have it wrong up there.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
You're fucking up.
No one gives a shit.
What are numbers?
What an idiot.
No one cares.
Everything's a lie. It's just a social construct in order to get us to do
I can't
labor
believe-
in order.
I can't
to
believe
work for
Decker's
each
still
other.
friends with you after you made his episode a half when you brought him on.
Wow, that was 130 some episodes
Yeah,
ago.
I'm bringing that up again
I can't remember why I did that.
because you're a dick.
Probably. Decker gets it.
What's going on, Brick?
That's my cue to just play a drop.
No, I want to hear about Brick. What happened to Brick today? What did he do?
Yeah, Brick, what was your day like?
News to us.
Moving on, we had some trailers that dropped this
Thank
week.
you.
Brick, I will let you talk about the animated Addams Family trailer since I just cut you off completely. It's got a pretty all-star cast, but it's basically, this trailer is just one big joke about how New Jersey sucks. Wow, remember Jersey Shore? Remember when that was like the height of Jersey Shore?
There you go. That's my favorite reality TV show right there.
We
of
made
all
a
time.
drinking game in the frat house, and it was, it was I posted on Facebook forever ago. It was just a list of every time somebody does something extremely stupid, you have to chug your beer.
We used to call a cab just to say cabs are here.
Oh my God.
And then we would tell the cab we didn't want him anymore because the bar was like 4 blocks away.
You're the worst person on the planet.
That is a little shitty thing to do.
Brick.
Cabs
Do
are
that
here.
actually
No,
fun.
no, you can go. You can go.
We're going to keep adding this to the list of reasons why Mark is going to hell.
We
Between
need to actually
this,
do create a list. We should
sitting
create a
on-
list.
Sitting in handicap spots in the movie theater, the Amazon thing where you just get it and then immediately return it because you're killing the environment. Everything you do is terrible.
Can I tell you a story
Please
real quick?
regale us.
You're gonna
He does
love
wipe
this.
Moose's butt. That's a very nice thing to do.
You're gonna love this. I was in the right though, but
Doubt it.
But you might not think that. So I walk into my movie theater just when previews are ending, like the AMC intro is coming on, whatever. And I know exactly what my seat is. This is a small dining theater. I have D5, and D5 is right there because I picked it. I remember the one I picked. So I walk in. I'm turning. There's like a 13-year-old boy in my seat with his dad. His dad was next to him. And I just like did the like pretend to like look at the seats a little bit. And I just stood there looking at my phone, even though I knew that kid was in my seat. I'm like, I don't want to say anything.
Passive aggressive bullshit.
But the dad was like, the dad was like, is this your seat? I'm like, yeah. And then they had to get up and go sit in the front.
What a riveting story. I'm absolutely enthralled by this.
That was probably the first movie they like saw together. And I just made them go sit in the worst seat in the house.
I also think it's kind of funny that like the lengths to which you will go to avoid any sort of conflict. Like you could just walk up and be like, hey, this is my seat. You're like, no, it's like turning on your flashlight on your phone, like trying to get on the.
But I knew that guy knew that was my seat.
So
I was just
say to him.
I was just waiting for him to be like, okay, we got to get up now.
Brick, what's the verdict on this? What do you do?
If they can stand their ground though, if they don't say anything and you would have to say something, or else you just be like, that's all right, I'm just gonna be over it. There's that standoff that like so I'm with you on Mark on this one. Do the awkward, oh, this is my seat, I'm pretty sure. But it's the standoff that goes whoever alphas each other for the seat when it's a silences. I should just stop talking.
I'm sure I shouldn't tell either of you a story because it's another reason for you to shit on me, but I did that once and I was like, no, I'm sure that this is my seat.
And it wasn't?
I was in the wrong theater. Like there was a 7:05 and a 7:15 of the same. God knows what movie it was. It was years ago, but
I'm pretty sure a guy did that when I was in Dark Phoenix. It was
you should just let him have your.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
This, I'm going home.
No, I'm not exaggerating. It was at least 45 minutes into the movie. This guy comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, you in my seat?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You in my seat?" I'm like, "No." And I had to like get my phone out. I'm shining the light. I'm like, "This is my seat." He's like looking at his phone. I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking an hour into the movie." Anyways, he for sure didn't realize like he was probably in the wrong theater. I was so.
All right, so the Addams Family actually does have a stellar ass cast. So you literally cut me off immediately again.
I did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Again. So good, good hosting again. But Finn Wolfhard's in it. Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, Oscar Isaac,
Grace Moretz.
Yeah, all that. They do have a really good cast. And who's producing this movie? Do we know? Is it a Netflix movie?
No, this is actually coming to theaters.
This is a Paramount movie.
Okay.
So it's been, 25 years since we got an Addams Family movie?
It's been a minute, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised this is a thing that people are aware of in the zeitgeist. It's obviously...
Everyone knows the Addams Family.
No, false. I think the majority of kids that will go to see this have no idea what the Addams Family is.
I agree, and I think it's aiming for parents that are of people who are like our age.
Yeah,
like people our age who are parents who are going to take their kid, be like, I remember this from when I was a kid, and
yeah, look at these cool characters.
Uncle Fester, and rest in peace, Raul Julia, who was M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie, and he died while filming that.
What?
He was the dad
with the mustache.
Yeah,
he died in the movie. While filming?
He died while filming Street Fighter.
Oh.
It was after they finished shooting, before it came out, he died. Raul Julia. Yeah.
How'd that happen?
No clue. Couldn't tell.
Weird.
But aliens. I don't know. That's the kind of shit. That's why I can't remember people's names when I meet them, is because I remember dumb shit like that. So someday I'm going to forget my own phone number. But Mark, what do you think about this? Excited?
It's good. I like the animation. I actually enjoyed the trailer a lot. Good voice cast. I like the Addams Family. It's cool that they're going to introduce this to a new generation type thing, and they're great characters. Everyone has their own kind of weird thing to them, and it's going to be spooky too, So got that going for you.
Yeah, they're creepy and they're kooky. I hope that they stick with the kind of grotesquerie thing, like from the originals. I think this was originally a New Yorker cartoon, like from way, way long ago, and it was a TV show, obviously, way back in the day. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'll go see it. Plus, Nick Kroll does his ridiculous voice in it. So, Mark, I will let you talk about season 2 of Titans featuring Jorah Mormont, Crypto the Superdog, and Deathstroke.
Yeah, you missed Superboy's in this too.
Meh.
Not your thing? Okay. I don't like Jorah Mormont casted as Batman. just I don't know. They're
He's like old retired Batman kinda.
I know, but you still have Dick Grayson who's looks fair. It's weird because Brendan Thwaites, the guy that plays Dick Grayson, Nightwing or Robin currently,
He's great, by the way.
he's very good. He looks young though, even though he's actually kind of an older dude. I think he's like 35 or something. He looks really young, and he looks like he's portraying a Robin that could maybe be 24 years old, 25.
Yeah.
And just that age difference is kind of weird. And I don't know, Jorah Mormont doesn't. That's not his name, I know, but he doesn't look.
I don't know his real name.
He doesn't look
something.
like a Batman. You know,
Is it because he's blonde?
he doesn't have the hair though. The
I think it's 'cause
jawline,
he's blonde.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Brick, did you watch this trailer?
The trailer for the Titans. I did not actually see that one. You didn't send that one in the notes.
You didn't even see season 1, did you?
No, I think I saw the first 3 episodes. Raven was annoying. This was
Yeah,
Titans,
she's the
right?
worst at the beginning. She gets to be a little bit better.
Does she? Okay.
I'm kind of
I mean, I
surprised
did
by
like the
how-
Robin. I did like some of the origin stories that they had to start out with. I remember watching it on like either a flight or something like this, and it was something it was like tail end of it. So I didn't.
You were probably in
give it my
Italy.
full attention. It might have been.
What do you think of the guy that plays Jason Todd? I think his name is like Kern Walters or something.
Very annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna have
But intentionally annoying.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of screen time. I feel like in this season 2 that's coming out.
I'm surprised by how soon this is coming out after season 1 dropped. Didn't season 1 come out January of this year?
Yeah,
So this comes out September 6th, which is less than a month from now. So 9 months in between seasons. Mm-hmm. That's
it's not a lot.
no.
You think they're kind of like, hey, you guys have a 2-month break and we're picking up right away?
And it's not really like low production value. You know, there's a lot of choreography and shit in it. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised because I liked the first season. So
It's better than like Arrow or Gotham.
yeah, I'm actually going to try and get Erica to watch this show. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. She loved The Boys, and I think I can kind of parlay that into other superhero type stuff.
Don't bring her to the boys back to DC. I don't know if that's the play.
You didn't even watch this show.
I've seen it.
You saw 3 episodes.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. By the way, Jorah Mormont is actually known as Ian Glenn.
I knew it was Ian
All
something.
right,
Whatever.
Glenn.
Ian
All right,
Iain. Isn't that
Yeah,
weird?
very, very dumb spelling. But I'm going to let
Scottish.
you guys fight over who talks first about the autobiography of Shia LaBeouf.
Go ahead. Rick.
Are we both Shia LaBeouf super fans, or is that just me, Smithers?
I'm pretty sure you both are.
I like Shia LaBeouf a lot. I'm not gonna
Dumb.
lie. Best Transformer movie. Best Transformer movies. Disturbia. Even Stevens. Come on.
Disturbia sucked. Eagle Eye was
Dude,
actually
that-
okay though.
Dude, that
Remember
one.
Eagle Eye?
I thought Disturbia was better than Eagle Eye.
No. You just like the Rihanna song.
Honestly, he actually does have a good filmography. I'm going to dive into his history real quick.
Didn't we just do
What
it?
was his first movie? His first movie, Breakfast with Who? If you name this person, I'll give you $50.
Tiffany?
No,
Okay.
Maury?
Breakfast with Einstein.
Wow.
Then he's on the X Files. Then he's on Freaks and Geeks and Even Stevens in the same year. The Proud Family, hilarious.
I remember the
Home,
Proud Family.
Holy shit. I totally forgot that show existed.
Yeah. I remember that.
right? Holes. Holes was quietly a great movie.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. Then he's with Will Smith in iRobot and The Greatest Game Ever Played. Forgot that he
Constantine.
was in that one.
Holes is,
Constantine.
Holes is a movie that doesn't
Keanu?
hold up. I
Does it not
rewatched
hold
it a
up?
couple months ago. It just doesn't hold up like you remember it as a kid. Doesn't. I'm just saying.
Dude, you guys forgot about Lawless and Fury too. Those movies are dope.
Lawless was a
with Tom
great
Hardy was
movie.
sick.
Lawless was really good. People forget about Lawless.
But Shia LaBeouf's the man. And back to this actual trailer. This movie looks good. I almost cried in the trailer. Just like, this is crazy. I thought you were joking at first when you said it was a Shia LaBeouf like autobiography.
Like he's
And then
playing
when
his
he
dad.
appears in the trailer, I was like, oh shit, he's playing his dad? Like, who the hell plays their dad? Who plays their dad? in
If
any
you have a
movie
crazy
ever?
ass dad that needs his story told, I guess you play your dad.
Has anybody ever done that in the history?
We talked about several. Eddie Murphy in The Clumps. He plays his dad
Listen.
and his mom.
Okay, so
Okay.
he's playing a fictional character of a dad and a mom in a family. And
Nutty
okay,
Professor, come on.
that's fine. But also, the funny thing about that one is the better version of that is the Fatties, which is just Jack Black in Tropic Thunder, where he's just the fat family in his little preview of him just farting. The Fatties, Fart 2 is what it's called. Hilarious.
Everyone has made a joke about that, about somebody who plays every character. But now, one of the Wayans brothers, I don't remember who it is. Brick, if you can look it up, that'd be great. One of the Wayans brothers is doing another one of these shows where he plays all of his family members. And I can't believe that somebody would sign up for this, and also someone would produce it. It's got to be on Netflix or Hulu or some shit.
I'm not going to see that movie.
I bet you will.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing that fucking movie.
Just like you watch every Adam Sandler movie that comes out. And
I hate the outrageous Adam Sandler movies where he plays like 4 different people. I hate that shit. What was the one?
He played his sister in that one.
That bombed?
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Come on.
Marlon Wayans.
It's Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
I thought it was Damon, but yeah, it's okay. So there you go.
Sextuplets, right? Is that what it's called? Sextuplets?
Great.
Is there a trailer out for this that we have not watched yet?
What's it coming out on?
Let me. I don't know if this is even the trailer. It just says sextuplets, Mark.
All right, you keep digging through that.
I had to do an ad, but yeah, keep digging. Go ahead.
All right, let's go on to the actual news. Andy Serkis, the guy who plays Gollum and Ulysses Claw and the Monkey Caesar, the actor guy who's like critically acclaimed as the best mocap guy ever, is going to direct Venom 2.
I'm for it.
He's never directed anything before.
He's good with voices, and that's what Venom was. Half of the movie was the voice of Venom, right?
That was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but he knows how to use voices well, is what I'm saying.
Good point.
He knows how to utilize the voice. He's known for the voice. Venom was known for the voice. That was a stretch.
Okay.
Full circle.
Does he insert himself as a character in this? Is he going to do the Ben Affleck thing where he directs and acts?
Maybe.
I could see him taking over a symbiote.
Okay. Woody Harrelson's definitely out on this, right? He saw the final cut with his dumb wig and he was like, I'm not doing that.
But you do have Woody Harrelson in the last Planet of the Apes.
Good point.
They might have some relations due to that movie.
That's actually a good point. I am proud of you.
I have good points all the time.
No, you don't. You very rarely, if ever, have good points. Thank you for that, Mark. Thank you for contributing. Serkis also commented that Tom Hardy is very involved with the writing of the script for this. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know anything that Tom Hardy has really written on.
Well, Tom Hardy said they cut out his favorite 45 minutes of the movie, which was him bantering back and forth with Venom, which I thought was the best part of the movie. So I don't know, maybe it's a good thing.
I need to rewatch that movie.
I remember liking it. I have not gone back to rewatch it, probably for good reason. Probably because I know if I rewatch it, I'll be like, this isn't that great.
Just think it had a lot of ups and downs. You know, it had some really good scenes and it just had some really boring and slow scenes.
Considering the tumultuous production for it, the end product was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
There's enough people in Hollywood, enough comedians, enough actors that are now trying to direct stuff. Some are successful, some aren't. So it either way, it doesn't really matter. Serkis is a talented guy. He's been in the film industry for however fuck long he has. I mean, I'm sure it's been a long, long time. So I have confidence that he'll do a fine job with Venom. And I mean, the last Venom wasn't that great, you don't really have that high of a bar to match.
And also the fact that they're even going forward with this has to say something about the confidence that Sony has in this movie. So we'll see. But speaking of Andy Serkis, a new Planet of the Apes movie is in development, even though they swore that the last one was the finale. Brick, I know that you remember this. The war for the Planet of the Apes. The one
maybe they'll get to the war. Maybe they'll finally get to the war part of the trilogy.
There was no war.
Exactly. Maybe they'll God damn it. Maybe they'll finally
get
there.
Who is the Planet of the Apes savior in this one? Is it like Mark Wahlberg or some shit?
Then that's full circle back to
They're just going to bring him in now.
Tim Burton remake. Yeah,
it's like you got to get all the apes together and get them to get along. Jesus.
Got to just bring in Mark Wahlberg and then have it be a full circle transcendent into Transformers.
Yeah, it's the Transformer play.
Going back. Planet of the Apes, Transformers crossover, baby.
What is it? What's the Kevin Bacon rule?
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
How many degrees of separation? 7. Now we're
6.
just back to Shia LaBeouf. We made our way back to Transformers. There's 4 degrees of separation to Shia LaBeouf.
Probably even less than that, honestly.
Yeah, probably. Okay. According to We Got This Covered, which is actually a pretty good movie news website, Keanu Reeves has already agreed to play the villain in a Hobbs and Shaw sequel.
Really? Shit.
Did Deckard Shaw run over his dog?
I know that's a John Wick joke. I just got it. It took me a minute. I'm like, wait, Deckard Shaw. Okay, Shaw and Hobbs. Deckard. Shaw.
I mean, that's how like he got involved with Vin Diesel. He killed Vin's friend Han, and that's how he got into the series. And now everything's fine. Apparently,
and if you
forgot about that.
If you listen to the last episode, my big issue was why is everyone fine with Shaw after he killed Han? It doesn't really make sense. He murdered him in cold blood, didn't he?
Yes.
We won't get into it, but okay.
You don't want to relitigate Hobbs and Shaw.
Honestly, you need to reverse that. You need to have Hobbs and Shaw invited in onto the John Wick franchise and see what kind of get them into the Assassin's Club. See what kind of shit they can get themselves into.
I don't want them tainting John Wick, so we're gonna stick with what we got.
Rock and Jason Statham wouldn't taint John Wick.
They'd
be right in there. They're the same thing, basically.
They're not the same thing. The Fast and Furious movies are way more over the top and ridiculous. I can't believe you're even pausing to think about that.
John Wick? Yeah. It's right there. It's not that much farther off.
John Wick has never pushed a fucking submarine missile with his bare hands.
I did forget The Rock did jump out of a skyscraper and punched 3 people all the way down to the ground. So, yeah, all right. Fair.
It's a different universe, but let's move on. Mark, James Wan is getting back into directing actual horror. So he's been producing for a little while because after you make enough money, that's just kind of what you do. Mm-hmm. But he's saying now, I'm super excited to go back into my indie roots with this hard R thriller, so it'll be hard rated R. An original horror idea with old school practical effects. Checking all the boxes.
Cool.
No giant blue screen sets. I'm in for this. No word on what it's going to be yet. But if he's writing this, it's obviously an original idea. He's done a lot of, he kicked off the whole Insidious franchise, Annabelle, all that.
Was he still doing the Annabelle? Because there was just an Annabelle that released.
Produces them.
Okay.
So he has not directed any. Well,
that's why I was confused when I saw that in the news headline. I was like, wait, hasn't he been doing horror for a while?
Yes, but he hasn't had his hands directly on the actual product.
Around the neck.
Around the
okay.
dick. Yeah. Grab it by the dick. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Horror is such a hard genre to do properly. And I'm sure we'll discuss that later on, regardless of your thoughts on this movie, but we need more good horror. So I'm always here for that.
Agree. Brick? Are you a scary horror guy?
I'm not a big horror guy, but I don't mind seeing some good stuff.
I already bought my tickets to see it, Chapter 2.
Me too.
So
I'm sold on that, but I haven't bought my tickets yet, but I'm sold on that.
I'm going to try and see it at 5 o'clock before the sun goes down so I don't pee my pants.
Would you have been fine if this was the Chapter It 2 version? Basically. It's a bunch of kids getting attacked by their wildest rumors and myths from their past, right? I really stumbled through that one.
Yeah, I could see that, kind of. I see the parallel.
Would you be mad if that was the kind of direction they went for It Chapter 2? Or would you have been fine with it?
I think I'd be fine with it. The whole idea, though, is once you leave Derry, you kind of forget that Pennywise even exists. So that's kind of the selling point for this, and one of the kids, one of the losers club, never left Derry, so like everybody comes back. What is it? 27 years later, or whatever, 17 years, something like that.
27.
I think it's 27.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the premise here. Did you?
Chapter 2 will be much better than this movie, though.
I hope think so. I mean, it's hard to. How can you just say that it's going to be better if you haven't seen it yet?
I just know because the score. I just think with what they have in place already, it's just like I'm sold.
Really.
Hell yeah, dude! That's an eerie ass, creepy score that they have in it. It always gets me. Specifically, it's like very.
I don't
well
even know why
thing.
we're it's not apples to apples. It's like this was a PG-13 movie. It is supposed to scare the fucking shit out of your dick. It's completely different.
Brick, if the shit is not scared out of your dick, then it's going to suck.
We can talk about it when we get into the movie.
I did want to mention one other thing about it though. Did you see that they're digitally de-aging the kids? It's been 2 years since the original one came out.
Oh, really?
So it's like, Finn Wolfhard and those other kids have to be de-aged. So maybe that's what they're going to do with actual Stranger Things when they keep going into, season 12. They got 20-year-olds and they're smoking cigs and shit, and they're just de-aging them back to kids.
That's turned to my new favorite meme was with Macaulay Culkin actually being like, this is the actual Home Alone 2 remake. And he's just like on the couch in his underwear, belly out. Everything's just like garbage ass couch. He's just like chilling. I respect
what if there was
that.
some weird like Twilight Zone fucking crazy shit where we got to the point where we're just de-aging everyone. You get Leonardo and Mark Wahlberg to do Basketball Diaries again.
I'd watch that.
Would you watch that?
I'd watch that. You would too, and you know it.
No, I probably
There's
would.
how much better of an actor is Leonardo DiCaprio now than he was 25 years ago?
Yeah, insane.
Think about how mind-blowing that would be.
But think of him in like What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Like, think of that performance. He was so fucking good when he was young.
It doesn't hold a candle to the monologues that he gave in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I know.
He's so much better now.
I know.
It doesn't matter. But, Brick, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't have that in the notes, but can either of you tell me how you make a modern-day Home Alone? Cell phones are the absolute plot killer for that movie.
They took my charger. Or you're a kid that doesn't have a cell phone.
You have a home phone. Your parents have a cell phone.
No one has a home phone. And if you're home alone, your parents have a cell phone that most kids don't remember their parents' numbers. They're probably dumb kids.
Your parents don't have a home phone?
They do. They still do.
My parents do. Brick, do your parents have a home phone?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that if you're over the age of 50, you probably have a landline.
Okay. Well, they're a modern family.
You understand what I'm saying, though? Like,
how is this going to work?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's going to Fortnite dance after he falls down.
His brother
stairs tripping on bowling balls.
His brother Buzz is going to obviously be Tindering or whatever they. Yeah.
They have 9 kids, right?
Whatever. No, it's 2019. He's going to be on Grindr.
Okay, he'll be on Grindr.
Let's be progressive here.
He's going to leave.
Macaulay Culkin's character is adopted.
Okay. And, yeah, I have no idea how this will work.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just move on then.
No, it won't be at Christmas. It'll be during the holidays. And it will be. They'll be celebrating all of Kwanzaa and everything included.
Good point. Good point.
It will still be shot in Glenview, but they won't admit that they're celebrating Christmas. It's just like, hey, we celebrate all different holidays here.
Good point. Okay, more news. Amazon has picked up the rights to a new show called Truth Seekers, starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Obviously, all-star duo right there. They do everything together, and they're great.
Classic tandem. Yep.
Truth Seekers is a half-hour comedy about a team of paranormal investigators.
So it's a half hour every week, or is it like one of those Lonely Island Boys, like, half-hour specials?
It says weekly show.
Okay, weekly show, that works.
Fox already make and then cancel this show with Adam Scott and Craig Robinson? Because it lasted for a season. It's called Ghosted. I
think I watched 2 episodes of that and then never went back to it.
For good reason. So probably. I don't know how this is going to be. I mean,
but Simon Pegg and Nick Frost both do well with, that kind of slapstick horror, maybe. Because, with Shaun of the Dead, they already have that experience in the bag. I think they're probably a better tandem. And who knows how much chemistry Adam Scott and, Craig Robinson have. There's proven chemistry between Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, in
Good
my
point.
opinion.
Sure.
Who's producing it? Where's it going to be?
The
put
two
out
of them
to?
are going to. They have a production company. I do not recall the name of it off the top of my head, but they're going to be the ones that are producing it. So,
Okay.
I guess if they have creative control and it doesn't have to be, it can be R-rated if they want it to be, which it probably will be. I think part of me is just kind of angry and like I want them to make Shaun of the Dead 2. So I don't want them doing literally anything else, which is a dumb reason, obviously.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's a valid reason. I'm in the same boat. I want to backtrack 1 minute here back to Sextuplets, which was the Marlon Wayans fat person playing every role.
Of
It is on
course.
Netflix, and it is called Sextuplets.
Knew it was a
And
Netflix show. Had to be.
I will be watching the trailer after we're done recording, because it's going to be the worst show ever.
Okay, how's this for a segue? Disney Plus is going to launch with Hulu and ESPN Plus for a monthly charge of $12.99, which just so happens to be exactly what the most common Netflix subscription costs.
That's awesome.
Too bad
So you're saying I
nobody
get
ever buys
ESPN Plus because I already have Hulu? Sick.
Do you know anybody that has ESPN Plus?
No.
No.
What does Hulu cost right now? Just a regular subscription,
I don't know.
like $8.99.
Well,
Something like that.
I think it's $5.99.
Really?
But they have
if you start
commercials.
with commercials.
Yeah.
And then it's $12.99 without commercials. That's what I have, I think.
So this one will have the Hulu commercials, I assume.
You
This
know
one
what,
won't
if I had to
have
guess, I'd
commercials,
say
is it?
yeah. So
And for $12.99, you get it. You just basically get they're just partnering with ESPN Plus. Hulu now gets ESPN Plus for the same price.
did you guys see that the Ocho came back this week? ESPN the Ocho
No.
on ESPN2.
No, I know what you're talking about. but-
Oh,
Yeah, they had just preemptive best team alive. The U.S. came back against Canada in the dodgeball championships from being down like 10. It was like 14-4.
Like,
and U.S. came back and
like
won.
not a replay. This is what was happening.
It was
live?
happening live. Yeah,
Shit.
I saw that. I did see that. I didn't see it live, but I saw the clip of it. That was
bold
amazing.
strategy guy.
That's
See how that
actually
played
probably
out.
a really intense match to watch. Just watching some dodgeball.
Yeah.
If it's a close game, that's probably some fun shit.
It's
to watch.
people who were kind of athletic growing up, but not athletic enough to do anything with it.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Specialties.
It's brick. This week in DC's fucking up, Mark. Jason Momoa is going to get himself killed by a bulldozer.
I know. I saw that the other day. He posted that Instagram.
So they're going to build what they're calling the 30-meter telescope on one of the islands. I think it's Manua. I can't say it right.
It's a Hawaiian island. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like his home territory, and he's protesting it, which I commend. But does Warner Brothers have enough money to convince these scientists to build this telescope somewhere else so Jason Momoa doesn't get himself killed?
It sounds like Momoa wants them to build it on the Canary Islands. Do people not live there, really?
I have no clue.
Or is he just like, go, just build it somewhere else?
This is just like a
just
geography
not
lesson now?
here. Yeah. I don't know. The telescope sounds cool, but the situation is not cool. It's fucking like what? 6 times it's 6 more times more powerful than the biggest telescope we have now or something. And it's gonna
Which
do
is
some
also
crazy
in
shit.
Hawaii, which they also destroyed an island to build.
Yeah, it's shady. I don't know. I was confused because I thought Warner Brothers, when he said that, he was just so mad when he put up the Instagram. It sounded for a minute like Warner Brothers had like a part in them
building the telescope.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, yeah, he's not doing Aquaman now, but he was just saying to Warner Brothers, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not going to be able to do Aquaman 2 because they're building this fucking telescope, and I have to protest it.
This was a little bit of a stretch for DC's fucking up, but I felt like I had to throw something in there. Got to keep it.
No,
I was a little upset you guys skipped it last week.
It's a good story. It's big in the pop culture news right now because you have like The Rock that just flew back for the premiere of the new season of Ballers in Hawaii, and it sounds like Momoa was giving him some shit because he hasn't been protesting. Obviously, Momoa is going full out protesting all day for this thing. So it's definitely a good headline to mention.
I don't think The Rock is from Hawaii.
Isn't he from Samoa?
I think he's like, his dad was Samoan and his mom was something else. I don't know. But he's like, he wasn't born there. He just, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I always just thought Samoa was a Girl Scout cookie. I didn't even know it was a place for a while.
Wow. Culture yourself.
I know now. And they're really good Girl Scout cookies too. Top
Not my
three.
favorite. No,
They're
Thin
okay.
Mints. Thin Mints all the way.
Not top 3 though.
I don't think they might be.
Maybe.
They would be a
You
begrudgingly.
know they're
might.
top 3.
Fringe top 3.
I don't know.
Probably
I
like
think I
those
only get
fucking-
Thin Mints because everything else is kind of whatever.
Probably like those butter cookies with like the king and the queen that are like stamped in the middle of them. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope. Thin Mints in the freezer is the only way to go.
Sickos.
Shit. Oh, did you see? This thing made the round this week of kind of the, not the reason, but one of the reasons why everybody's beefing on the Fast and Furious sets. It was a video of The Rock and Tyrese, and apparently it was improv. And it's something where like Tyrese is like they're doing the family barbecue or whatever.
All right, hold on. You need to stop. Are you going to give credit for this video?
To whom?
This was E-Man's video.
I'm sure that he's not the one that discovered it.
No, it is. He's the one that made that meme. Where it's like, this is the moment when the Tyrese Gibson and Rock feud started. Like it was a joke, but still.
I don't think it was.
Pretty sure it was.
I don't think it was a joke. I think that's actually an improv.
No, it was an improv scene.
So how would E-Man have known that? Somebody had to leak that.
I don't know. I'm giving credit to E-Man.
Okay.
I feel like it was really E-Man's thing.
I will agree. Go check out E-Man's YouTube channel, E-Man's Movie Reviews. But I didn't even realize that's where I saw it. It just kind of made the rounds. But it was like The Rock is walking up and Tyrese makes something like, hide your baby oil.
Yeah.
And The Rock goes like, you better hide that big ass forehead or something stupid
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
no, that was great.
Just hilarious. God, I love the feud in this. And like Vin Diesel hates everybody. It's so great. And these movies are fucking amazing. I hope they make them forever.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the moment when they were actually pissed.
I'm
got
sure it
pissed.
wasn't.
The director was probably like, all right, you guys just improv when you're just burning on each other, like ripping on each other right now.
You don't improv against The Rock though. Like think about how many wrestling promos he had to cut where he talks the worst shit ever about somebody. Like if you're going to start insulting a guy in the group, it's never The Rock. And it's not just because he could tear you in half with his bare hands.
Tyrese Gibson doesn't understand that. And what?
I think there are a lot of things that Tyrese Gibson doesn't understand.
Well, the feud really started when, it probably had started already, obviously, because The Rock went just apeshit on his Black Rose album that he came out with, 4 years ago or whatever.
Oh my God.
He's like, that was
I forgot about that video.
Dog shit. But
Jesus. I think it actually all started when they decided they were going to give The Rock a spin-off movie. And Tyrese is like, we're family. We don't do that. And everybody else is like, what? This is Hollywood.
Yeah, they had some bad blood.
Yeah, whatever.
From the beginning, I
So
feel
Vin
like.
Diesel has bad blood. What, he become a Marvel superhero with one word and become, I'm too good for these Fast and Furious folks. Like what? How did they get beef?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no fucking
I am
idea. It's just
Groot.
endlessly fascinating to me that these just pampered Hollywood people can get into fights over the dumbest shit.
But did you see Tyrese Gibson? He posted when the I think it was the domestic box office results came out for Hobbs and Shaw. It wasn't that great. It was 60 million.
No, it was more than that, and it was an extremely passable weekend.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that as soon as this movie hits China, it's going to make $1 billion fucking dollars.
I think it has already.
Just like every other Fast and Furious movie.
He was in Shanghai and he was like at the top of some building and he was thanking everyone on Instagram the other day, The Rock. But anyways, Tyrese Gibson, of course, he took down that post because people were ripping on him.
Of course, because it's a stupid fucking thing to say.
Well, he's a fucking side character. He's not a lead role. So everyone's like, dude, stay in your fucking lane.
He was in a lead role in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
He was co-stars with Paul Walker.
Maybe, I guess.
I'm never going to defend Tyrese, okay?
No, I don't know what it is.
He's not the most hateable Fast and Furious character ever because we still have Ja Rule.
That's true. He was too Fast and Furious.
No, he was in the first one.
He was in the first one.
He drove the 1996 Acura Integra in
2001.
and he was going to get a three-way if he won the race, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "No, Monica."
Yeah.
In my best Tyrese voice.
I don't
Are
know.
we
We don't
talking
know what's
about
really
fucking
behind the
Ja
scenes,
Rule
like what shit was said.
2 out
So
of 3 weeks?
Say that again, Break.
Are we talking about Ja Rule 2 out of 3 weeks going on right here?
You mad about
Assault
it?
on Precinct 13, fucking smiley looking ass. I hate that role for him, but it's so classic Ja Rule.
All right, let's move this on. We're doing a lot better with the back and forth. I'm proud of you guys. It's a little give and take.
I'm proud of you too.
Oh, I appreciate
like you
it.
never fuck up.
No,
like you never
I
cut
fuck
someone
up.
off?
My entire life is a fuck up. Why do you think I'm sitting on this couch right now?
Your dog is just farting.
He actually hasn't farted in a little while.
He's a good boy.
He's
pumpkin
adorable.
harvest.
It is almost October. Pumpkin spice is coming back. Where do you think pumpkin spice comes from? His butt. All right. Last bit of news. DB Weiss and David Benioff have inked a 9-figure deal with Netflix to produce and direct a series of movies. No word yet on which franchise they're going to be ruining, though. How do you fail upwards this well?
Rick, defend this.
I don't know how to defend this up. I looked. First of all, DB Weiss is from Chicago, which is pretty dope, actually. But he's only written 4 things, and one of them is Game of Thrones, which is sick. One of them was an untitled Star Wars project, which hasn't been written yet, I guess. It was announced. Confederate, another TV show that I don't know.
Which got canceled before
it
ever made it anywhere.
The first thing he wrote was an Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode, so I am fine with it. Now I'm full DB Weiss from Chicago, wrote for Always Sunny, Game of Thrones. I'm fine with it.
Okay, let's go through and deconstruct that. Always Sunny, you can defend. It was probably a good episode because most of them are. But also you have some of the most talented improvisers working with you. So, okay. Confederate was a show about an alternate history that was going to air on HBO and got canceled because of the backlash. It was basically like if the South had won the Revolutionary War. Everybody was like, wow, that's a terrible fucking idea.
The Civil War.
Yeah, sorry. Revolutionary War. Yeah. Thank you. And what was the other one you mentioned? Oh, Game of Thrones, they didn't write. That's George R. R. Martin. And as soon as they went off George R. R. Martin's books, it started sucking.
So, yeah, I'm fine with just because the Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm fine with it.
Oh, and Star Wars. The Star Wars thing hasn't been written yet.
Hasn't been written yet. Agreed.
So,
the other guy did, but he's written 4 things, which is crazy. He's getting this kind of,
That's the thing, though, is he hasn't even written 4 things.
Yeah, he wrote one thing. We wrote one episode of fucking Always Sunny, and then
he just signed a fucking
Game of Thrones,
deal.
which was George R. Martin, and now he's got 2 Star Wars and this other thing, which is crazy. It's just insane. Is David Benioff like? What does DB Weiss have on David Benioff?
I don't.
Like, why is he following in his coattails here?
I have no fucking idea.
Did you see that dumbass headline that Screen Rant posted where they're like, the creators of Game of Thrones are signed on to Netflix for whatever, how many seasons?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. And I posted on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not the creators. Fucking idiots.
Wow. I am incensed right now.
I could care less. I just wanted to hear what Brick had to say because he's closer to the source material, right, Brick?
You know what? Nothing like failing upwards.
Yeah, no shit.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
Brick, I'm going to let you go first.
I'm going with the improbable story of wide receiver Damon Sheehy Giuseppe, who landed a try with the Browns by pretending like he belonged there. And basically, this weekend he returned a punt and cleared the entire bench for the Browns for the opening for the preseason for football. Football's back, by the way, which is even better.
Halfway. Yo, you want to kill that?
Almost back.
Shut up.
But
Jesus,
gotta give it
act like
Damon
a professional.
Sheehy Giuseppe.
How much preseason did you watch this week, Brick?
Not even that much, honestly.
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
I watched the Bears. I watched David Montgomery do some damage.
Hold on.
Against the Jews.
Sorry that I'm cutting in. Why can't we see the comments up there?
I don't know if there are any.
I think there are. I saw some.
There aren't any.
I digress. Go ahead.
So no on Hard Knocks then?
I've watched Hard Knocks. I watched the first episode. Yep.
Are you in or out on this season?
Say that again.
Are you in or out on this season?
I'm in. I'm always in on Hard Knocks. It always is a disappointment, but it always is football. So it's like I just get too hyped up on all the preseason hype, seeing games, seeing people, and I just want to pick my freaking team already. You know?
That's basically what I was going to ask or say is that Hard Knocks, you're always so excited for, and it's always a letdown. Like it's still entertaining, but they cut out what I didn't realize until this year is that they give the coach basically editorial free reign on it. So John Gruden can just go in and cut out whatever the fuck he wants. There's so much controversy surrounding the Raiders right now. Like they're being sued by the city of Oakland for leaving and basically bailing on a contract. They're moving to Vegas next year.
Is St. Louis suing the Rams?
I don't think so.
Good.
I think their deal was just up. Antonio Brown, the whole thing about his feet, they didn't even mention what actually happened.
Can they not find him? He's gone.
No, he's there.
Oh, I thought today they announced like they couldn't.
I'll get into that.
Okay, sorry.
But
go ahead.
What happened with his feet is he was in France and it was like record high temperatures, and he went into one of those cryo chambers, and he wasn't wearing any shoes. So he literally got frostbite on the bottom of his feet and all of the skin. Like everybody saw the Instagram post of his feet, and it's just disgusting because all of his skin is falling off.
Yeah, it was gross.
That's what happened.
They need to amputate his feet.
I don't think so.
No, but you could follow up with your other part of it, his helmet controversy.
Yeah, so that's basically what they're saying now. Is he's saying, if I can't wear the helmet that I've worn my entire career, because the NFL goes through this every year where they update the technology, quote unquote, for helmets, and they're saying the one he's worn for the last 9 years is not up to snuff, and he can't wear it anymore. And he's saying, if I can't wear my old helmet, I'm never going to play football again.
I don't get that.
He's a wide receiver.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a football player, so
that's all you need to know is that he's a diva wide receiver, right, Brick?
Yeah, before that he wasn't like a DV before that either. Or at least wasn't as public about it. But like the last year or two, he's just become like this. I am God among this league, which he has put up the stats to back that up. But he's fallen into that classic. Someone has to take over the role of T.O. and Chad Ochocinco, aka Chad Johnson, aka
T.O.
and Steve Smith, just being a loudmouth wide receiver who needs the attention. It's crazy how those people
I
are
miss
crazy.
Steve Smith. God, his retirement letter was one of the best things of all time, where he was just talking about I'm no longer going to be antagonizing defensive backs in the NFL. Just fucking perfect. He's the man.
Classic.
Okay, Mark, who's your best man alive?
Worst woman alive. I posted this on our Facebook. It's this girl, Brooke Houts, I think. Whatever. She's the worst anyways. She has a pretty big YouTube channel, or did have a pretty big YouTube channel. It's probably just crumbling right now. So she posts a lot of videos with her Doberman, and they're like training videos. And this video was about her pranking her Doberman. So she put up like saran wrap at the door and was going to have the dog walk into it. And for some reason, I assume it wasn't her that uploaded the outtakes, but the outtakes were uploaded.
I think it was on
She
accident.
accidentally
She accidentally
them.
uploaded
Did she
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Because if I was her producer and I saw that shit, I'd be like, yeah, you're fucked. I'm uploading this shit.
Yeah, I've done the same thing.
She was like holding down her
That's
dog.
the list. Well, that's true, actually.
Yeah, she was like doing some fucked up shit. She was holding down her dog, and then she spit on her dog, and then was trying to deny it when you clearly hear her spit on the dog, and then she shoves the shit out of it. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
you're a fucking psychopath.
Look, I get mad at my dog all the time, but I'm not like shoving him or spitting on him.
That it was animal abuse fully.
Yeah.
She's a piece of shit. She's defending it, saying she had a bad day type crap,
Okay,
whatever.
Well, if you're taking that out on your
You
dog,
know.
then you shouldn't have a dog.
Yeah, especially
But
if you've got the high stress life of running a YouTube channel.
yeah,
That's
sorry to be
your
a buzzkill, but she's the worst person alive.
Do you think she makes money? Like, is that how she makes her living?
Yeah.
Did she have a well?
She had
first of all-
350,000 followers.
Oh my god!
Subscribers. Yeah.
God, that kills me inside. She's probably like super
makes me
rich,
happy.
doesn't need to work ever again.
That makes me happy
Yeah, but
that people have realized, or people have found out how shitty of a person she is.
But she's probably already made enough money to not have to worry about it.
Well, whatever. She's not going to have that income coming in.
I guess.
Hopefully,
I'd-
we'll find.
yeah, I think you'd be
the world is
surprised.
a shitty ass place.
Look at all the dumb shit Logan Paul has done, and he's still making money off everything. So, I have a few of these, so I'm going to bounce back and forth. Did you guys see this story about Danny Trejo?
No.
Longtime Hollywood actor. You know him as Machete. He's like the most typecast, angry Mexican dad, bad guy ever. He pulled a child out of an overturned car in LA this week. Like he was just driving by and he saw a car flip over and he was like, "Oh shit, that little kid needs help. I'm gonna pull him out of that car."
What's his
Damn.
name?
Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
know who you're
From
talking
You
I need to look
definitely
him up,
when you
though.
see his face, you'd be like, "Yes, that's Danny Trejo."
a giant mustache. Looks super weathered as a person.
Yes, that is a good description. He was in Breaking Bad. His head was on,
yeah, the
on
guy in the-
Tortuga.
The guy on the tortoise back, his head.
Yeah.
Big spoiler. Sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, best man alive. Other best people alive, the brewers of the new Atomic Vodka, ATOMIK,
That was going to be my best. Yeah.
who are using grains that are grown less than 13 miles away from Chernobyl to distill their vodka. Way to capitalize on idiots. Like, you know how we talked about when Chernobyl came out, the tourism around the area for the reactor and everything. Everybody's showing up there now. This is gold. Like you just say anything about Chernobyl. Like, I brewed this near Chernobyl, or like I was in Chernobyl once and I peed in a glass and this is my vodka. Everybody's going to buy your product. This is genius and it's going to kill dumb people.
You missed the most important part of the story.
Please.
It says it's safe to drink, and I'm going to buy some.
Well, presumably the FDA wouldn't let you sell it if it wasn't safe to drink, quote unquote.
So what's your issue with this?
It's probably going to kill you.
Okay. Same with Chipotle bowls.
I
the
don't-
actual bowls at Chipotle are causing
Okay,
cancer.
Here's my question. Is this more or less deadly than Svedka?
I like Svedka, man.
Of course
A
you.
little pineapple twist Svedka, dude. Oh, man.
They just made my skin crawl.
What's your vodka choice, Tito's?
I don't
Burnett's.
actually the whatever the Kirkland is fine
Yeah.
by me. I'm not a big vodka guy.
Don't ever ask my dad what's an underrated vodka. He will always say Smirnoff and how it's like triple distilled and brewed and it's whatever brewed.
That's
or
just
whatever.
regurgitating whatever's in the commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
He just stole some marketing material.
Okay. That's like I like Miller Lite because it's more taste and less filling. Okay.
Yeah. I always thought my dad's a big Miller High Life guy, and I'm always like, Dad,
Champagne and beers.
you can taste the savings. Yeah, you can taste the savings.
Can you get High Life in a can or is it just in those fucking creepy ass bottles?
You can get it in a can. It's like a gold can.
The only place you can get those bottles, I feel like, is a
townie bar?
a townie creepy ass bar
Yeah.
in Wisconsin, where 1/3 of them are murderers or have killed someone or currently have someone in their basement.
Or currently you're wearing someone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
We sold them when I worked at Lefty's in Charleston. So there you go.
There
Townie
you go.
bar.
Point made.
Lots of murders. Okay, last one. This is the worst person alive because it's the dumbest headline I've ever read, and I wasted my time reading the actual article.
But now you're happy you did because it was actually worth your time.
No.
Okay.
According to a Penn State professor named Janet K. Swim, men can be unwilling to perform environmentally friendly tasks if they perceive them as gendered, quote unquote, such as using reusable shopping bags. Before we go any further on this, do you use reusable bags?
When I have them in my possession, yes.
Brick?
Neil does. I don't. I have them in my possession, but I'm not taking them to.
Like, I don't.
the
They're
store
for
with me.
pussies.
They're for gay people. So she posits that the fear seemed to be that if men were to engage in these allegedly gender non-conforming tasks, that other people might think that they're gay. So her basic argument is men don't recycle because they're gay, because that would make them gay.
They don't want to get. They don't want to be gay.
I completely
that's her
disagree with that.
argument?
I actually think, even though I'm married, I feel like if you're a single guy and you bring reusable bags to the grocery store, any chick would be like, "Oh my god, he cares. He's just a caring person."
Wow, I don't think you're doing a lot to like further our argument here.
He
as
probably
men.
has the guinea pig and like really takes care of his own self and the guinea pig and like his own well-being as a
There
person.
is
Probably really
100%
mentally
a
strong.
niche group of people who take the bags just to get laid. There is 100% a niche group of people to do that. There
For
has
sure.
to be, because Mark
Goes
is one of them.
Goes right to
Well,
the salad
you'd
bar.
want to be.
Right to the salad bar, puts a little bit of goat cheese on his salad that's all spinach and some beets too. You know, throw a couple beets in there.
No, and then he's waiting in line to pay, and he's like, "Oh God, throw this kombucha in there." Yeah. That's always the go-to afterwards.
He's talking to the girl in front of him, and he's like, "Have you ever seen this wine bottle? If you take a photo of the picture on the bottle, it comes to life. Here, let me show you."
Wow, that is oddly specific.
You've never seen those bottles?
No. But I'll take your word for it.
All right, I'm done. All right, next.
Okay. That's all I got. I just thought this was ridiculous enough that it warranted us talking about it. And maybe you kind of proved her point. Maybe I'm the outlier here. Whatever. Let's move on to our movie review for the week, which is Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, 70% from fans, which is about right in my estimation. This is directed by a guy named Andre Ovredal. So he's done all horror pretty much. He directed The Autopsy of Jane Doe and Polaroid, which were both like low budget horror flicks. He also did Troll Hunters, which is kind of like a cult classic horror flick, which was originally Swedish and they redid in English.
You mean Trolls?
No.
Trolls 2?
Definitely not Trolls 2.
Oh my God!
You just woke Remy up.
Oh my God! Sorry.
That also reminded me.
Oh. Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So this movie had a $25 million budget, which is pretty low, but it's pretty standard for horror unless
Like
you're going...
Guillermo del Toro.
He didn't do a lot of the same practical effects that he's known for.
Oh, he didn't direct this?
He did. No, I'm sorry. He produced it.
He produced it.
The director is the Andre Ovredal. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It's kind of poised to make some decent coin, probably because they hit that sweet spot of nostalgia. Because this is a book published in 1981, which is kind of close to our childhood. Like it was always front facing in the libraries we went to, right? So it's got that. It's also PG-13 horror. So it kind of can let more people in, and it's on a slow box office weekend because we didn't want to go see The Kitchen.
Was the Green Ribbon story one of these stories or no? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I was going to ask you guys, Brick, did you ever read this book? Or I'm sorry, Brick, did anyone ever read this book to you?
No and no.
You never read this as a kid?
I think I did. I read some other type of books, and that's why I asked about the Green Ribbon story. The girl that grew up with the green ribbon around her neck, and then she marries the guy, and they fall in love, and then she's dying, and he's like, take off the ribbon, and her fucking head falls off.
No, I don't. I'm not familiar with that. I never
children's
read
book?
this book, so I can't tell you.
Oh my God, it's super fucked up. It gave me nightmares.
Kind of sounds that way, but it sounds like something that would fit into this. So, anyways, this is on pace for about 15 million domestic opening weekend. This is based on the first of a trilogy of books by the same name, originally released in 1981, all the way up until 1991. So I read a few thoughts of fans of the original source material, since I didn't read it. It seems like the biggest complaint was that the monsters weren't scary enough when compared to the original illustrations. So I looked through some of the original drawings. Yeah, that shit was creepy.
Yeah, it's over here. It's really
I remember seeing, the cover, the book cover in the library or whatever when I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, I'm too scared to read that.
Scholastic book fairs, dude.
Damn straight.
Dude, you'd go in there with $3 and be like, no, I'm just going to buy that poster of a McLaren. You walk out of there. You're like, damn, I should have got the Magic Schoolhouse books. Fuck.
Okay, fair enough. So neither of you read this. That's fine. Synopsis. It's a period piece, Brick.
Immediately.
Set in 1968. Change is blowing in the wind. Mostly Nixon and Vietnam, for some reason, that are always just strewn across the background.
They tore him apart in this movie, as they should. I thought it was funny, though.
So this town, seemingly far removed from the unrest, blah, blah, blah. It's a small town of Mill Valley where the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. It is this mansion on the edge of town that Sarah Bellows, a young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories written into a book that has transcended time stories. That has transcended time. I'm reading the synopsis directly from the website.
I can get that, yeah.
These stories have a way of becoming all too real for a group of teenagers, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I only recognized one actor in this movie, and I was kind of pissed that he wasn't yelling at his wife Marie about minerals.
Hank,
yeah.
They're rocks, Hank.
No, they're minerals. Jesus, Marie, I got some geodes coming that are very delicate, all right? And I will not accept any boxes that have damage. Those delivery jagoffs, I'm telling you, I'm not getting ass raped by those bastards, all right? Just... Honey, would you check?
This is a great episode too. This is
I
when he
missed-
was shot and shit, right? Yeah.
It's when he couldn't get out of
Staying at
bed.
home.
I needed a reason to play that clip. He is criminally underused in this movie, and I'm super pissed about it.
he is barely used. It is unfortunate because he's a fantastic actor. I loved him in Breaking Bad. Oh God,
He's great. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. I guess maybe it wasn't
he did
conducive
do a
to the
good job
story.
as the dad. I just thought they could have used him more. I agree
Same.
with you.
Agreed. But as far as the kids goes, I don't know. They were fine. The dialogue was fucking terrible.
The dickhead jock, I can't think of his name, but he's in Euphoria right now on HBO. He also did Paper Towns with I think it's one of the Wolf brothers, the Moly Mole guys. They all have a mole on their
Gotcha.
face. He was good. He plays a good dickhead of a kid.
The one
but I
fault
didn't know
that I
him.
have with him is when he was swinging the bat at the creepy scarecrow. He choked up on it. And I was like,
You're just going to critique his swing. Is this the new, oh, that guy runs like an idiot.
Yeah, it's not 3 and 2. Like, don't choke up on the fucking bat. Just fucking swing away, dude.
It's hilarious.
swing away. And yeah, if I'm going to critique his fucking athletic ability, if he's going to be put on that Letterman jacket, you better be a fucking athlete.
Wow. Okay. I guess back to the movie. Yeah, I felt like the dialogue was written by an 11-year-old. Any agreement or disagreement there?
I thought it was just like, it's a scary story put in that era. I just felt like the dialogue was just, it was fine because of the era. It wasn't, people aren't making up dumb
You can't
names
just
for
say
streaming.
it's a period piece, so it's good.
No, I'm just saying you thought the dialogue was written like a 12-year-old, but it wasn't like, did they not have enough big words for you in there? Or like what was the reasoning behind the dialogue that you,
I can sum this up in one sentence. You don't read the book. The book reads you.
that one did. I was like, that is a kill. when I heard that, I was like, that is a kill. Okay, that's fine. I full turned on you. Full turn on. You got me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of hated all the characters except for Ramon.
Fuck
I don't know.
Ramon. Ramon's a fucking loser. Like, why?
Wow. I
What
like
is he?
Ramon
He's
a
in a
lot.
drive-through by himself because he's dodging the draft, and then he's like meeting up with this actual 14-year-old girl who's still trick-or-treating. He was like into her. I was like, I didn't. Oh, ugh.
I don't know that there was a love story there, but okay. Yeah, Vietnam is kind of shoehorned into this. I guess. I guess they kind of used it to move the plot along and show that he's kind of a quote unquote coward, but I didn't really get that. I mean, it just felt a little ham fisted for me, and you just keep showing Nixon in the background. I don't get it.
I don't know. I might take my chance in Vietnam rather than being on a short list for a murder book.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can just pick one or the other. I'm pretty sure once the book writes your story that
The book chooses you.
yeah, the book reads you.
Yeah, the main girl, Stella, or whatever, at the end, all of her dialogue at the end when she's screaming and making her case for the ghost that we'll maybe get into.
I don't think we spoil this, by the way.
Okay, we won't spoil it. It wasn't good. I agree. I didn't really like the writing at all. Yet they are kids. They are supposed to be 14, 15-year-old kids. I just thought it was poorly written.
You know, that said, though, got to be honest, for a PG-13 flick,
Scary.
not a bad horror flick.
It was creepy as shit, and that's why I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
Can we talk about some of the scares, or is that spoiling it? Because I thought this was just gross. It wasn't like pop-up scary. It was more like gross. Like, ugh.
I think there was a little bit of both.
The Scarecrow was, to me, one of the scariest parts in the whole movie.
Okay.
Because that was makeup and prosthetic-wise, how they made that Scarecrow look, it was creepy as shit. I would never let a Scarecrow chill outside my house like that growing up. There's no fucking way I would let that happen.
Well, you didn't grow
Yeah.
up on a farm, so
I know, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't let it happen because that would scare the shit out of me every day walking by.
You'd probably, if you did, you would be really nice to the Scarecrow now because you'd be like, please don't kill me, Mr. Scarecrow, man.
So anyways, you see it in the trailer. I thought that was one of the scariest parts. What happens? We won't spoil it.
Yeah, no, I think they set up specifically some of the scarier parts very well. They added like the eerie silent sound of being in the corn stalks at night alone by yourself. Like they did this. I guess the score was good in my opinion. They didn't build suspense as well as other movies, but I thought they did a fine job with that. But overall, I think the setups and the scenes that they made were like, it's like out of a classic horror movie. It's like out of a classic horror. Like you don't want that shit to happen to you type of situations. Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say is they use negative space to build suspense because that's what I got out of it. And I appreciated that. To me, I'm glad that we all kind of have different, scariest parts, quote unquote, because to me, the Red Room made me feel claustrophobic inside, like the walls closing in.
Yeah.
So I have I'm a big dude. Like I don't fit in small spaces. I don't really like it. And it's just like, to me, that's it's visceral.
Yeah, I did get that claustrophobic feel when he's stuck in the closet 100%.
I have an appreciation for the variety of scares they put in this.
Okay.
It wasn't too jumpy. They did well with the jumpy scares. Mm-hmm. They had the scares where they did the quick turn of the camera and nothing was there. Then they did the quick turn, nothing was there. And you never really could predict what was going to happen with the scare. And they had, I think what you were talking about with the Red Room, that was a frightening moment because it wasn't a jump scare. It was, this thing is approaching you
slow build,
slowly and suspensefully. And I thought they did a very good job at the variety of scary shit that went on throughout this movie.
Agreed.
The sounds, it was the classic sounds too. The creepy, eerie door, the weird whisperings of an old lady like closing in on you and you can't see. They do a good job of the actors actually closing their eyes too. Like they're closing their eyes so they don't know what's going on, and so like it kind of puts you in that moment. They do that well.
Yeah, agreed. And also I generally tend to judge this based on how dumb the characters are in real life. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like they made a lot of dumb choices necessarily. Like in the beginning when they're going into the haunted house, it's kind of like, okay, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but also nothing terrible has happened yet to scare them off. So
why is Ramon doing this? Like, these people jump into your car and you're like, oh yeah, some guy's gonna threaten you with a baseball bat, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, you want to go to a haunted house with these
It's
psychos?
the 60s though.
Sure.
It's the 60s. It's not like today where you just be like, fuck off, loser. I'm gonna get on Facebook and see what my friends are doing.
Live.
Like it's
FOMO from Instagram. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. And the other thing I liked about it is there are certain characters that die. No spoilers, but they actually stay dead. Like there's no.
Oh yeah.
They don't nerf it. They what? What are you gonna say?
There's going to be a sequel.
You think so, or have they already
100%.
announced it?
I thought they really lean into that at the end.
Yeah, it kind of seemed that way.
They lean into it hard as fuck.
Yeah.
That I mean, all of this is dependent upon how this does, right?
And do you know if this was all the first book of the 3?
Only based on very light research, like cursory research. Just like I looked through a couple Wikipedia pages and it seemed like all the stories that showed up were out of the first book. Okay. There are 2 more books to draw from which you can draw stories. So we'll see. I don't know. But like I said, all of this depends on how it does in the box office.
Yeah.
It's so far critically well received, but that doesn't really mean anything. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess
I don't want to spoil this, but I also do want to get your thoughts on the passengers in the cars later on. Do you know what I'm saying? Without spoiling anything.
Okay.
I'm not sure what this is, like an off-air thing. I'm not sure what direction do you want to go in, because I actually do have a couple questions about who the fuck that is and what for future episodes. What do you think?
We'll talk about that later then.
Okay.
I thought though this as a PG-13 horror movie is kind of standout because first of all you don't get many of those, and secondly the ones you do are mostly trash. Yeah. Like I can count on one hand PG-13 horror movies that I've enjoyed, like A Quiet Place, Yeah, that's I don't know. Pretty much, maybe Signs and
Yeah. I went into
Signs
this.
isn't even really a horror movie.
I went into this upset, and I think you're the same way. You weren't looking forward to seeing this movie because if it's a horror movie, for the most part, I want it to be R. I wanted.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say
To
is
have
like
some gore. I want it to affect me in the way, just be like, oh, that was some really fucked up shit. And I don't think PG-13 movies could do that, but this one did it pretty well, where it was still creepy and worthwhile.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, the fact that there was no blood and gore, like, did that kill your erection or what?
No.
No?
There
Your erection was still there?
There were some
Got
pretty
it.
messed up parts still in it.
You should formally ask the question.
Yeah, just ask it straight up.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think it, in my opinion, could have used more of the monsters. We get 4, right? 4?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that the basis of this is kind of the ghost ghouls, whatever. That's what I remember from seeing the actual illustrations, but obviously I'm not, like I said, I didn't read the original, but to me, that would have made this a little more intense. I don't care so much about the actual interactions between the kids. They could have gone through that more quickly, in my opinion, and just gotten more monsters in there, but what do I know? I don't know. What else you guys want to say about this?
They had the sweatiest faces of all time. Did you guys notice that?
I didn't.
I
But I'm
did.
glad you pointed
They
it
were
out.
like-
How did they run as characters?
It was like after they were running. They were running into the car, Ramon's car, and like the sweatiest face of all time was that jock guy, and then the kid in the back.
The
They just had
drunk
sweatiest face.
18-year-old? Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were sweating. But the only other thing that I want to talk about is this is actually a funny bullying thing that the guy, I forget what the guy's name was, but he was the funny character in the movie, which they had some good lines in there. Chuck, correct. But the funniest thing is talk about how he got bullied by someone farting into his milk carton and making him drink it. I thought that was like the funniest bullying thing to do, and just visualizing somebody like farting in my chocolate milk and be like, drink it, just like chugging milk, crying because it tastes like farts. I digress on my farts.
Yeah, there were just like a couple dumb one-liners that they threw in there. So
they did they had a couple of good ones for sure. I wasn't expecting any comedy by any means, but they threw a couple of nice jabs in there, and I was fine with it.
yeah, I thought that the ending, for lack of a better term, was just kind of dumb.
I think it really played into a second.
You should be able to make a movie that stands on its own, though.
Yeah, I also think this is a good opportunity to make it 3 movies, though. I think the first one was a success. I'll call it a success from what I saw. I don't know what the box office was.
That's fair.
I wouldn't be mad if they came out with a sequel. I'd be like, cool. The first one was good, and they have something to kind of play off of to continue this. Obviously, the books, you can play off more characters, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. What'd you guys think of... go ahead, Burke.
You go.
No, I was going to say, what do you think of Guillermo del Toro's part in this? Do you think the effects were good?
No.
There were some CGI moments that I didn't think were great.
To be honest, you could tell that it was kind of a low budget, and they didn't do the same. Like, you think Guillermo del Toro, you think largely practical effects, and they didn't really do that. They did on a couple of them, but a lot of it was just bad CGI. So, yeah.
Should we rate this?
Sure. Go ahead.
I am going to do a stream it. I think this would be good to watch with somebody as just like a Netflix and chill. I'm not about going to the theater for this movie, but it's a good movie. I liked it. That's the thing is I'm torn between going to see it and then just waiting for it to stream. So but I do declare. It is a stream for me.
All right, I'm going to agree and say stream it. I do declare this is a stream it, sir. Wow. What a long episode, huh? Mark,
I do declare it was a long episode, good sir.
Stream it. I knew we were all going to say stream it.
I knew it.
That's what it is. I knew it. It was the best thing probably that came out this week. I really didn't want to go see a Melissa McCarthy movie.
Even though that was a Vertigo movie, like a comic book based movie.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Just because it's based on a comic book doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Yeah. It might have been good though.
DC proves that wrong every week. Or correct.
Wow.
Hey. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Great. Let's move on to our recommendations for the week. I want to kick this off because, Brick, I want to give you props for mentioning Batman Hush. I watched this movie with Erica. Erica absolutely loves DC animated movies.
What'd she think about it?
She enjoyed it, but she had a lot of questions. It was like a lot of like, who's that? Who's that?
Will she read the book, even though
No.
Zero.
You know what she did say to me, though?
A lot.
Is that she actually wants to read the boys' comic book. She liked the show that much. So
wow, even I didn't go that far.
I haven't read the boys' comic book. I've heard not great things about it.
From our guy Chuck at Chuckload of Comics.
I don't know. We'll see. It'll be like one of those things where if in the first 5 pages it doesn't absolutely grab her attention, she'll put it down, and I'll be really upset that I bought a trade paperback. Mm-hmm. Also, I wanted to mention that Glow is back, which we talked about earlier, but I can't wait to delve into season 3.
Yeah, so you took my recommendation. So sick. Thanks, dude.
Go ahead, Brick. What else you got?
Let's do recommendation is for Glow. Fuck you, dude. You took getting two. You gotta give. It's a trade off.
I do declare whatever I want.
God damn it! I do declare. All right, yeah. So freaking whatever, man. Peace.
Okay, Mark, what do you got?
I'm gonna recommend a comic book.
Boo.
I feel like
Boo.
out of the majority, I feel like you should be the one recommending comic books.
I know.
But you don't anymore because you don't buy.
There's no comic
books.
shop near me.
Loser. Whatever.
I'm a loser because I don't buy comic books.
Absolute
anymore.
Carnage, written by Donnie Cates. Art is done by Ryan Stegman, I'm pretty sure, who I don't know, who is very talented. Some very cool shit in it drawn. Check it out. The first issue is, I would say it's like 3 issues in one. It's one of those $8 books.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's $10.
But it's the number one. It's starting off this new series. It's still picking up after some older shit, but I haven't read a Marvel comic in forever, and this one is off to a really good start.
Okay.
So if you haven't figured it out, Carnage, one of the biggest Venom villains, one of the guys he goes up against. Correct. He is basically taking all of the codexes from these symbiotes that were in hosts before, whether they're dead or not. They leave behind a little bit of DNA, and he's extracting that and making them basically like his minions. You'll have to read it. It's very good, though.
Okay.
And obviously Spider-Man's in it.
Sounds similar to Maximum Carnage from the early 90s. So
yeah,
I'm into it. All right. So obviously, if you're listening to this, you probably already know that we're having our live show next week at headquarters, downtown Chicago.
We should have played that earlier.
Find the invite on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that if you're listening to this point, you already know we were going to have that, but sure. We'd love it if you can come out and join us. You can buy a drink wristband. We're going to do a live episode there. I don't know. It'll be fucking cool. You want to come hang out? Just come hang out.
It's going to be chill. And headquarters is really cool. It's not like your average. There was a lot of those like nickel beard arcades like going up these last 10 years, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Headquarters stands out because they actually play some really good music. They have some really cool old school games. They have all those games I used to play in like the movie theaters with the guns and everything. So it's a really good time. Pinball, everything.
Good beer too.
Good food too. So come and
good
hang out with us.
Arizona. Laughs to be had. Friends to be made. Come to Arizona or headquarters in Chicago and hang out with us. I was with Yuli yesterday. Shout out to Yuli yesterday. He got trashed. He actually beat me in NHL. I was pretty pissed about it.
Cool. That wraps up whatever episode number this is. As always, you can find us on social media at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us at 847-920-6107. If you have a question to ask us you would like to discuss at the live show next week, send it to us via social media or leave us a voicemail. We will play your voicemail on the air. And I don't know. I think that's it.
If you guys also have an idea of how we should interact with you, like any like games or fucking trivia, we don't really want to do trivia, but if you have some idea that you think would be a cool interaction for us to do with you guys that are coming out, let us know, because we're not trying to come up with ideas.
If you want Mark to freestyle rap about you,
I will freestyle rap about anything.
Great.
And it won't be good at all.
You thought that was going to be a wrap, but that
No, it
wasn't going
was
to be a
not.
wrap. I stopped.
So
Yeah,
until
they're
next
swaying.
time.
Hey, I think maybe we should get some debate topics asked. What topics should we debate on there? Because I could do a me versus Mark debate. We could do a DC versus Marvel debate between Smithers and Mark.
No, it's got to be something way more mundane than that.
Yeah,
like
nobody cares about
Windex
it.
versus Sparkle glass cleaner or some shit.
But more than that. So we'll find a nice
Heinz
little medium.
versus
But help
Hunts.
us out. Throw us some
It's
suggestions.
Heinz all day.
Hunts.
I will fucking stab
I'll
you.
fucking kill you,
The
dude.
best Disney movie of all time.
All right. Until next time.
Chumps out, motherfucker.
Peace.